Hold on to your remote controls because today on Cincy Lifestyle, we're about to uncover the ultimate travel hack with none other than our friend Al Riddick, president of Game Time Budgeting. I mean, from unexpected twists to creative solutions, Al's recent trip is a captivating adventure that proves emergencies don't have to break the bank. So, Al, it is great to see you.
Good to see you again, Pete.
All right, so I know we always say to plan for emergencies, they don't have to break the bank, but this recent trip you took to North Carolina did not turn out at all like you had planned. Tell us about it.
No, it did not. So my dad was having a medical procedure. So I was like, you know what? I'll just pop up at the hospital and surprise him and hopefully brighten his day. So I had already booked my plane ticket. So the night before the trip, I go online and I'm trying to find a rental car. Guess what, Pete? Nobody had any cars for rent. I checked every rental car you could imagine. So then I was like, this kind of sucks, you know?
Yeah.
But long story short, Pete, I ended up remembering that I've always wanted to ride the Greyhound bus. So I ended up getting a ticket for $30 to go from Raleigh, North Carolina to Greenville, North Carolina, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive.
Wow. So, I mean, what was the thought process that you used to solve this transportation problem, Al?
So the first thing that hit my mind, or one of the first things, don't panic, because a lot of times when you panic, you sometimes end up putting yourself in a worse situation. So I was like, what can I do to get my body from Raleigh, North Carolina to Greenville, North Carolina? And then I was like, at first, I was like, well, I could just do a ride share. But Pete, that would have been $130.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, man, and you know me, I do the math. That was like $1.44 per mile, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, hey, I'll do the Greyhound bus. That way I get to where I'm trying to go. When the bus arrived in Greenville, North Carolina, my lift from the bus station to the hospital was only $4. So I was like, you know what, $34 and I solved the problem, so I'm good to go. You know?
That's great. Well, because oftentimes, I mean, if something comes up, people are very quick to choose the quick fix when it comes to resolving these issues, but there's a downside to that.
There is a downside. Most of the time, when we say we want that quick fix, it's because we have too much emotion that is like running through our body and not enough logic. So that is how people can end up sometimes going into credit card debt, because you want to go from a state of being uncomfortable to comfortable as quickly as possible. And sometimes we'll go into debt to do that. But most of the time, just take a second and just think through the situation. What can I do to make this situation more efficient or more cost effective? And most of the time you can come up with a very reasonable solution.
All right, so it sounds reasonable so far, Al, but I understand upon your return to Cincinnati, you encountered yet another transportation challenge. What was that?
So originally my wife was going to pick me up from the airport, but she got called into a meeting. So I was like, oh man, what do I do now? But guess what, Pete? I remembered I've always wanted to ride the tank bus.
Okay.
So I took the tank bus from CVG to downtown. It was like less than $2. When I got off the bus, it was only a 1-block walk to where my wife's car was parked. I grabbed her car at the garage and drove home.
And you were good to go for only a couple dollars.
That is so true.
Well, that is a great bit of advice, Al, for folks, you know, again, if they encounter these emergency situations, some good things to keep in mind. Where can people go to learn more about you and Game Time Budgeting?
Yes, sir. People can visit the website, GameTimeBudgeting.com, or give us a call at the office, 513-813-3275.
All right, and try not to spend emotionally.
Exactly.
Key takeaway here. Al, thanks so much.
Thank you.